Ooh, I guess I'm live. Hey guys, welcome to another semi-impromptu Tech Talk Live Resurrection Part 2. If you don't get that joke, God, I forgot what the movie was now. I don't know. It was one of those parody movies. I forgot. So let's see here now. What we got going on? We've got Riley Creative Travel. And I think you guys are still on the road. So, hey, got Char of Hearts. Nice to see you here. And Steve at Avenger RV Adventure, who is supposedly at work. So he claimed. So we'll see how that goes. We're going to see what's going on here for a couple of minutes. See if we get some other folks to chime in. I actually don't even know where I am. I'm looking around. I don't even know. I think... I'm actually in a really strange place. And Dreaming Out Loud RVing, hey. And the place, I mean, this is really, really strange. I mean, a little while ago, I was in Arizona. No, I'm not. I don't even know what country I'm in. Any guesses on where I could possibly be? Now I'll leave that out to you. That's not a rhetorical question. Where could I be? I was in Arizona a little while ago. Now I'm not even sure what country I'm in. And the air conditioner just kicked on, so if that noise is bothersome on here, just let me know. Blaine, it's another quote, and I'm trying to remember where it's from. I know how to look because I know who's in the movie. So let me do the IMDb thing. Hey, Angela. I'm close to Mexico. That is very close. I can almost see Mexico from where I'm at right now. But actually, I'm in California. That's why I said I wasn't sure what country I'm in. Plus, I'm close to Mexico. So let's see here. I got to look at this one actor's filmography. Nope, not in Texas. Hey, Shanna. I am looking up the. It's really bad when you come up with a title. Hey, Ricky, Barbara, are you guys still in Myrtle Beach? If so, go to the Horst Gast House in North Myrtle Beach. It is the best German food around by far. Love that place. It's really bad when you put a movie joke in your title and then you don't remember the movie that it came from. So give me just a second here as I'm scrolling through this person's IMDb list, which is pretty long. It's really long. I didn't know he did this much stuff. Oh, Hot Shots. That's it. Hot Shots Part 2. And I was looking, the actor I was looking up for was Charlie Sheen. And of course, that was a Top Gun parody movie. So that's pretty technical, I know, but that's where we're at. You're in Charleston? Oh, man. One of my favorite cities is Charleston. You're not too far away from, you're not too far away from where Blaine and Mallory live. I don't think they're there now, though. I think they're out and about. You're going to hear some crunching in the background. Talon just got her bone and she's sitting there gnawing on it. So I'm back because I got time, thankfully, because I miss doing these things. I want to start off with talking about something. Let's see. Yeah. First of all, Ricky and Barbara, there was, oh man, I love Charleston so much. In Mount Pleasant, there's a place called Jack's Cosmic Dogs. They have the best hot dogs around. And Mount Pleasant's a cool place. So go to Mount Pleasant, which is right across the bridge from Charleston. Go to Jack's Cosmic Dogs. Thank me later. They also have some kind of mustard they have, and I can't remember what it is, but it's really good. You can buy it by the jar. Okay, Blaine, you guys are in Minnesota now. That's right. I knew you were up north somewhere. You know, you're supposed to be going south when it's cold, not leaving the south. Just FYI. We'll be in South Dakota Thursday or Friday. Ugh. Chilly. We were in northern Arizona last week at the Grand Canyon, and it got down pretty chilly. It was in the mid-20s at night. It's not that way here now. It's going to be high at night, 90 today. Excuse me. So let's jump right into Tech Talk. Now, anytime for those that are maybe new or don't remember how we did this, if you have a question, because my eyesight stinks, just put the word question in all caps and then put in your question. And we're going to talk about anything technologically related, social media stuff, whatever you guys want to talk about. That's what we're going to talk about. But I'm going to start this off with talking about drones. Now, as soon as I said that, Talon went, what is it, Talon? No, I don't have the drone. It's not flying right now. Okay. Oh, Shannon, you were born in Charleston. That's awesome. A couple of weeks ago, I did something that I had never seen done before, and I had obviously never done it before. It's a new feature that was added into, I don't know if it's all DJI drones or certain models, excuse me, but it was the ability to live stream. And I had no idea how that was going to work. And it actually worked pretty well considering we were in a poor cell service area. So that made the video kind of choppy. But I'm pretty happy with it. If you're a YouTube member or a Patreon member, you can see the replay of that. And if you're not a YouTube or Patreon member, now's your opportunity to go ahead and become a YouTube or Patreon member. Remember, as always, all the money we raise off all of our social media platforms goes to a Christian-based veterans charity. And right now we're partnering with Reboot Recovery. And if you don't know anything about them, we just had a video about the money we donated to them. So go check that out. And so if you want to consider either donating directly to them or giving or becoming a YouTube or Patreon member with us, that way you get some cool behind-the-scenes stuff. Either way, we're happy with. Hey, Roy and Becky, I love that video you guys just put out. And like I said in my comment on the video, I'm sorry I missed the premiere because I had to go run do something. If you haven't watched Roy and Becky's latest video, it's from the slow-mo meetup a few months ago. Go check it out because it is the first time ever. Well, so far it's the first time, period, that Talon stopped and posed for a camera without any prompting or anything like that. So Roy has the magic touch when it comes to getting Talon to pose for the camera. And she's just staring at me now. So that was awesome. Roy, a lot of good times. Looking forward to coming back there next year. So back to the drone thing. So we did this live stream of the drone, and I think it turned out pretty well considering our connectivity issues because we were in an area that had poor cell service. You're probably going to get a live stream from the drone again soon. It's a little windy right now, but we have great 5G T-Mobile and Verizon. I don't have 5G AT&T, so I don't know if there's 5G out here or not. But we are literally in the middle of nowhere. We're like 30 minutes west of Yuma in California. That's why I said I wasn't sure what country I'm in, because I'm in California. And the town we're in actually has a population of 2. That's what it said on the sign at the exit. So we are just across the border into California, and there's nothing around here. Like I said, Yuma's like 20 some odd minutes away. That's the closest town east. There's nothing west for a while. and I've got 5G all over the place. I got better cell service here in connectivity than I did when we were in Las Vegas or when we were in Anaheim, LA area, and San Francisco. Who knew? All right. Okay, Blaine, I've got the Mavic 2, but right here beside me, I just pulled out my Mavic Mini. This is the original Mavic Mini, not the Mini 2. I haven't flown this in a very long time because I just love the Mavic 2, mainly because the Mavic 2 has good collision avoidance. It's heavier. It's a lot heavier, so it can handle winds better than this. And so I just love flying that. I'm actually charging the batteries on this one as we speak, so I might fly this a little bit later just for fun. Dreaming Out Loud RV, you need to get licensed so we can fly our drone again. Yeah, definitely get licensed. I'll show you. I am an official card carrying. Hang on. Just making sure my social security number or anything getting on there. I'm an official card carrying pilot. So yes. To quote another famous movie, and who can tell me what this movie is? I'm a pilot. I can fly. Anybody know what movie that was? Great movie, by the way. And a great actor who also has some famous RV related lines from another movie. So if you can tell me the movie I just quoted, the actor's name, and where the RV quotes that he said in those other movies where they came from, you win 3 bonus points for the day. Independence Day, that's right. Who was the actor? I got RV Underway coming in first on that one. Riley Creative Travel second. But as we're playing the game here, Randy Quaid, that's right. And who else? What else is Randy Quaid really famous for, especially within the RV community? I know we all know this one, especially with Christmas time coming up soon. Hopefully nobody had to Google this. Fire at will. I crack up every time. Yeah. Christmas Vacation. That's right. Cousin Eddie. Hey, Mystic Bunny. So I did the live stream test. And it was getting kind of dark too. And that was at Lake Havasu City in Lake Havasu, Arizona, which is really cool. My latest video that I just put out was more drone footage from around Lake Havasu. Lake Havasu has like 26 or 27 replica lighthouses. They're 1/3 scale, fully working lighthouses of replicas of all the famous lighthouses, or many of the famous lighthouses in the United States. So I think 16 of them I was able to get to with the drone, including one in California, which is on the other side of Lake Havasu. And that's the subject of the latest video we put out yesterday, which is really a good video to just put up on a big TV so you can see the beautiful colors and the lighthouses and enjoy some soothing music. So I'm thinking we're going to be doing a live stream, maybe from here where we're at. We're only going to be here for about a week, and then we're going to Quartzsite for the first time. And we may try to do it there, depending on connectivity issues and things like that. So I was very excited to be able to do the live stream. Now, what I didn't know, because like I said, I haven't really seen it done. I watched a YouTube video some guy put on how to set it up, but he didn't really go into a lot of details. Interesting that Lake Havasu was created because of a chainsaw. I know, right? You never know. Good chainsaws. So I got it set up, and it's weird because on the screen And I can't really show you because I don't have a drone connected. Shelly's out shopping, and my drone is in the car. The Mavic is, but on the screen here, because you use your phone to connect to the controller. So this is where you see the video on the screen. Oh yeah, don't worry, Blaine. I'm not going to make that wrong turn. I'm going to a Campers for Christ rally, and I know exactly where I'm going. It shows you when you go live. It shows you that you're live by displaying a red light. Now, if you're not live, it doesn't show anything. So getting used to red being good was kind of weird. But then it had an option for turning your microphone on. I'm like, there's a microphone on the drone? I didn't know that. At least that's what I thought it meant, because I've never gotten any sound from any drone flights. These drones, these DJI drones, don't have microphones that I knew of. So I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe this is some kind of feature they turned on. So if you watch the very beginning or near the beginning of that live stream we did a couple weeks ago, I'm talking to Shelly about moving or doing something, and she's got it up on her phone, and she's texting back and forth with her mom to help us kind of troubleshoot the setup and everything. And she's got a volume up on her phone, and she hears us talking through the video. I'm like, oh, okay. So the actual microphone you use when you're using your DJI Mavic drone for a live stream is the microphone on your phone. So that's good to know. So for the future, we know what we need to do with this. So that was actually a lot of fun. I think we can get a lot of fun out of, I'm trying to get the glare off my glasses here. I think we can get a lot of fun with doing that drone and doing live streams. Is definitely something different, something that not a lot of people are doing right now that I'm aware of. So that's what I'm looking forward to. But to go back to what Dreaming Out Loud was saying about getting your, Arkansas Traveler, I missed you coming in. So sorry about that. Hello. About getting your license. Yeah, you definitely need to get a license. Even if your channel is not monetized, but you want to use your drone footage on your YouTube videos, that's still considered commercial once you do become monetized. So even if you're not monetized today, once you become monetized, you can't monetize those videos with the drone footage in them unless you were a licensed pilot, because that makes it commercial, because you're making money. Granted, you're making, tenths of pennies per view, but it's still money. And so the FAA looks at that as a commercial. So you need to have the commercial license, which is Part 107. It's really not an overly difficult test. So I bought a one of those study guides, online study tutorials. I think it was like $100, and went through the lessons and the practice test, and then I went and sat and took the test and passed, no problem. You do have to register your drone. You get a, and the nice thing is, since I have two drones especially, you get one number, and you can put it on all your drones. You don't have to get a separate registration for each drone. You do have to register them, but it's only like $5, and it's $5 lifetime. Yeah, Roy, I bet the campsites in the Magic Circle are very nice. Yeah, we're not going to be too far from the rock alignment. I believe we're going up to the High Jolly BLM campground, is where the Campers for Christ rally is. And I think I was just looking at it on the map today or yesterday, and I saw the rock alignment wasn't too far north from there. So yeah, I'm hoping to get a lot of flying. I hope to do even more than what I did when we were in Lake Havasu. I've got 3 batteries, which will give me about 15 to 20 minutes of flight with doing 4K video recording. And I went through all of them. And then we went the next day and did some Route 66 stuff between Kingman and Oatman, and that road is a long section of the original Route 66. It's curvy and it's hilly, and we stopped multiple times, and I flew a ton. Excuse me. And I'm hoping to get that footage out soon as well. That was a lot of fun driving that old Route 66 road, and getting to fly around there as well. Lots of donkeys or burros, whatever, just everywhere. And if you like Route 66, you got to come to Arizona, because it's been a fun. We didn't do all of Route 66. We basically went from the California border to Flagstaff in pieces. So that's probably 75-80% of Route 66 in Arizona, and it was a good time. Yep. I'm going to go ahead and say it again. Roy, I'm really disappointed you guys aren't in courtside already, because we're going to hang out with you guys for a little bit at least, but we'll have to get together and see if we can meet somewhere along the way before you guys, because I know you guys aren't leaving for a little while, and we are heading east and you guys are heading west, so maybe we can, that. So what pressing technology or social media stuff you guys got going on, I have questions for. I just saw that DJI, again, talking about DJI, they just came out with a new action camera. Their DJI Action 2, I think is the name of it. And it's a cube. It's like that big. And it looks really cool. It's not cheap, but neither is the GoPro Hero 10. So, but this thing is super tiny. Even has a zoom, which that's one thing I would love to have in an action camera, and GoPros don't have zoom. So I'm really looking hard at it. Christmas time's coming up around the corner. Maybe there'll be a Black Friday deal. I don't know. Fingers crossed. But if you're in the market for a good action camera, and when I say a good action camera, I mean one that's really built for the long haul, then this may be the answer. And I see your question, Ricky. I'll get to it in just a second. The original DJI Action is like 2 or 3 years old, and it's still comparable, and in some ways superior to the current or latest GoPro. So DJI, they do a phenomenal job with their products, especially when it comes to image stabilization. They have the market cornered on image stabilization. There is nobody that does it better. A lot of people use the DJI Gimbals. We have one. We haven't used it forever because we don't use our camera that much anymore on our phones. And of course, that technology came from their drones. This little guy right here, this little camera right here, this gimbal on it, man, that keeps the picture rock steady. So couple that with the zoom. It also has, I can't get this back on now. The new DJI Action 2 also has, it's a 4x zoom, long battery life too. And it's just got a lot of features. Google it. There's always a bunch of YouTube videos out there. So go check it out. So let's go back to exactly, Blaine. That's what I was thinking about. The membership is, not the membership. I'm sorry. The GoPro is, the DJI is a little pricey. Yeah, Roy, you're using a GoPro 3 until it dies. Yeah, if whatever camera you have works for you, then you need to keep using it. There's no reason to buy the next latest and greatest unless there's something in it you need. And I've always said that. My first action camera, our daughter called them a faux pro. They were the imitation GoPros, I think, was like 8-man or something like that, off of Amazon for like $40. They were good, but the sound quality really sucked. So we went and bought the Hero 8 a few years ago, and we we've had some issues with it. I don't know what's causing some of them. We got some of them fixed, and that's the only reason I'm really looking to upgrade. And the Zoom is really calling out to me. It just is. All right, so we're going to go to this question right here. And Arkansas Traveler, I see yours, so we'll hit that next. How to move forward with YouTube membership? That's a great question. I'd love the answer to that myself, to be honest with you. We don't have a ton of members on YouTube or Patreon right now, and that's okay. But from what I've been told, even though it's not really working for me yet, promote it, obviously. Give a reason for people to spend the money. Now, I know some YouTube channels will just put out the video they're going to publish today, for their YouTube members, so they could give them like 24 hours early access. I wouldn't pay for that for anybody, personally. That's just me. Some will, I'm sure. Well, some do, obviously, for this one channel. I don't even remember who it was, and I wouldn't say if I did. But promoting it, give them something that's worth paying for, because there's a lot of content that I know we record that I just don't think is going to do well on YouTube, either because we screwed up with the audio is messed up or something like that, or the topic just really wasn't going to reach a broad audience. But I knew a lot of people in my circle would like to see this. Those kind of things are good to put on your YouTube membership or your Patreon membership. Bloopers, outtakes, real-time updates. There's kind of the standards that everybody does. We're looking at purposely creating exclusive footage. In other words, not using just I wouldn't call it throwaway footage, because it's footage we like and it's really good. We just think that it would actually kind of hurt our growth pattern, because the video wouldn't get as many views as some other videos. But you got to give them, and Roy just threw up a good one here. Our members seem to like their segment sponsorships during our lives. Absolutely. Yeah, if you're doing lives, or even when you're doing regular videos, if you go out and in those videos, thank your members, and that's something I'm horrible at, and I keep forgetting to do, and I want to do in our videos, is say, thank you to this person or this channel for your support, and maybe even call them a sponsor like Roy and Becky did. So I'll steal something from those guys. And I think that probably answers Blaine's question as well, along the same lines. Well, the question about not sure if you should do it or not that's an easy question. You do it if you're willing to put stuff on it. Don't do it whether it be YouTube membership or Patreon. Now, I keep throwing Patreon out there because, YouTube takes the big chunk, like, they do for ad revenue. Patreon takes like 3%. So you'll actually get more money back from Patreon than YouTube. Problem is, it's hard to promote Patreon because you don't have that join button that you can put on, right there like the YouTube membership does. So, but if you can keep content on it, then have it. And if nobody joins or one person joins, well, hey, that's one person, and you can only go up from there. All right, Arkansas Traveler, how do you determine where you can fly? I have thought a lot of areas around the lake would have been restricted. The FAA has guidelines on where you can fly. They've relaxed them somewhat, but also, at least for DJI app, it has maps, and it'll show you areas where it's restricted or recommended or prohibited or whatever. And plus, I was just using this earlier today, I downloaded an app called Open Sky, and that'll also help you with finding areas where you can fly and checking if your current area is legal to fly. Yeah, that's kind of the reason why we stopped using the gimbal in our in our phones is because it was just a pain to get it calibrated and to work easily. And we got the Canon G7X Mark III, which I just happen to have right here in my handy dandy little camera backpack from Gopro. The Gopro, not sponsored. I bought it from Best Buy, but it's a nice little lightweight backpack, and it holds our Canon G7X Mark III, which is what we record all of our YouTube videos are on this. And of course our GoPro Hero 8. Ooh, you can see the whole thing now. So anybody who watches one of our campground reviews, this is what's on our roof when we're doing those campground reviews with a safety lanyard. And, well, got some dog food in here, other stuff. So pretty happy with this as an all-around camera, point and shoot. I got this one because it has a microphone jack. So we have wireless mics that we use 90% of the time, and plus we also have a boom mic. None of our microphones are Rode microphones. We have cheaper knockoffs that are less than half the price, but almost as good on quality. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah. I'm not familiar with the Canon 90D, but again, like I said, my requirement for a camera was it had to be point and shoot because I have Talon, my service dog, so I'm one-handed. Good image stabilization and a microphone port, so we can use external microphones. And honestly, this is kind of the list. There's not really any others out there. Now, the GoPro, I don't have it on here right now. This GoPro is the Hero 8, but I think it's the 6, 7, and 8. You can buy an adapter, and I have the adapter somewhere, and a case for it, where you can plug in an external microphone to this. And we've used that a couple of times, but our GoPro is really just used now for motion shots, like the campground reviews. We'll put this on the car and drive through an area. We did this in Williams, Arizona a few nights ago, and the footage was absolutely amazing because it was at dusk and it's full of neon lights, old Route 66 stuff. And I can't wait to show that to you guys. And on the topic of, back to the topic of the YouTube memberships. If you're far behind on your videos like we are, we're usually 3 to 4 weeks behind. I'm editing a video that right now from Mount Rainier, Washington, and we were there in middle of August. So that's how far behind we are. So I'll put some of that. I need to, and I would suggest you to put some of that footage we shot and give it to our YouTube and Patreon members sooner, not a day sooner, not the whole video, but I've got some great shots, and I've done this in the past, but I just don't do it frequently enough. Some scenes from that video and put those out for your members as well. And then in 3 or 4 weeks, you put them out. 90D is a DSLR. Yeah, I really can't use a DSLR because I just need the one hand. Hey, Lynn, how you doing? Lynn the Okie has arrived. But that's kind of our whole camera setup and everything. And I'd be happier with this. This has a autofocus problem, and it's a documented, well-known, common autofocus problem that a firmware update over a year ago fixed a little bit. It still needs work. This camera is pretty old. I mean, I've only had it about a year and a half, but the model itself is, I think, 3 or 4 years old. So it's really time for a new one to come out. Just don't know when or if a new one's going to come out. But the point and shoot market is growing because of vloggers, YouTubers, Instagrammers, whatever. And hopefully the external microphone buttons or jacks will come back. Lynn, Talon's doing well. She's laying down here right by my feet right now, just taking a nap. Yeah. Yeah, that's my issue as well. Now, I have seen some add-on hacks or whatever for, I think it's for the Hero 9, that can add a zoom feature. But, I mean, look, I had to get a case for the GoPro so I could have a cold shoe mount so I could mount my microphone. There you go, so you can see it. Because the GoPro doesn't come with one. So, and then I have another case that holds the adapter so I can do an external microphone plug-in. So I've got adapters and adapters and adapters, and I just don't want to. I don't want to adapt. I mean, does anybody really want to adapt? They want to do what they want to do without having to adapt to everything else. That's what we want to do. So for now, the GoPro Hero 8 is going to be our action camera of choice until the price comes down, or Black Friday deal on the DJI Action 2, because I think that's on my wish list. So if anybody out there would like to really support this channel and buy me a DJI Action 2 camera with or without all the accessories, I'm not picky. I'll be more than thankful for you to do that. Seriously though, I'm just kidding. Please don't do anything like that. No GoFundMe's or anything like that. So I'll get it when I can get it. Because you know what? And this is the thing I tell a lot of people when it comes to doing their social media stuff, YouTube or whatever. You don't need to have $3,000 worth of camera gear to have a good channel. You need a relatively current quality cell phone. And when I say relatively current, I mean like maybe 5 years, maybe 6 years old or newer. So you don't need the latest and greatest iPhone, or this is Samsung Galaxy. You don't need the latest and greatest of any of those. You just need a phone. This shoots in 4K. This is a year old. I got it new last year because my one died. But it shoots in 4K at high frame rate, so I get good quality, good voice quality. If you watch any of our campground reviews, when I go in and check the bathrooms out, this is what I'm holding, because I'm sitting here talking like this to the mirror. So this is the camera I use, and the image quality is the same or better than the GoPro. Now I shoot the GoPro, I shoot in 60 frames per second, 4K, and I think I have this one set to 30 frames per second. So it's not quite as crisp, but for what I'm doing with it, it's fine. So it just saves space. And I'm actually looking right now to see what I do have it set to. The nice thing too, I like about, I set to 30 frames per second. Yeah, it can do, this actually can do 8K at 24 frames per second. So I can really shoot some serious high quality stuff with this. Roy says he's done with adapting. I didn't know when you started to be adapting, Roy. But whenever you do start out, don't spend a ton of money, because you may not like it, number one. And number two, you may not be able to use it. I know tons of people, unfortunately, that buy, well, like Mystic Bunny was talking about buying a DSLR. They buy a DSLR because that's what they think they need, because that's what everybody they've heard uses. And they don't know how to use it. They just have it set on auto, and they just use it like a point and shoot. Well, if that's all you're going to do, buy a point and shoot. That's a whole lot cheaper. You don't have to shoot in 4K. We just recently started shooting in 4K because the camera here we have has that ability. So we're just doing it. 1080p is fine. You don't have to be the latest and greatest. So most people, if they're watching videos just on their phone, they won't know the difference between a 4K or a 1080p or whatever. Once you get down below 1080p, they will notice. The key is when you are using your phone to make social media videos, for YouTube especially, is to do this. Turn your camera sideways. Now, Instagram likes this. They like portrait mode, but everybody else, landscape. This is landscape mode, what you're watching right now. Lynn, a DSLR is a digital single lens reflex. I think that's what it stands for. It's the fancy digital cameras. Used to be called 35 millimeter cameras back when we had 35 millimeter film. Now we don't have film. We have memory cards. Which leads me into my next topic. You can get a memory card off of Amazon, SD card, micro SD card, mini SD, whatever you need, really cheap. But you got to be careful. And I found this out the hard way with this. Now, we've had this for almost 2 years now. So the problem we ran into with this very recently, like a couple of months ago, was it would stop recording, but it was still recording audio. So in other words, we'd have a 10-minute video recorded with this that would show one single frame of whatever we were filming, but it would have all the audio. Well, that doesn't work good at all. So tried to figure out what was going on here. Had the latest firmware, did a factory reset, all that stuff. Come to find out, the problem, oops, it just went flying out. Problem was the SD card, which was really weird because we've been using the same SD card in this thing for a very long time. So for it to suddenly be the issue, well, when I did a lot of Google searching and stuff, I found that was a combination. Hitch up and tow. Hello, good evening, and welcome. Now, what I have here is a SanDisk Extreme Plus. Extreme Plus. And when you're shooting in 4K, you need a SD card that has a very high read-write number, or you'll have problems, which is what we had. And what that read-write number is really kind of depends on the camera you're using. For the GoPro, it was highly recommended to use that Extreme Ultra SD card from SanDisk, and so I just what I bought. They're not that expensive, so that's what we got. Yeah, that's a good point for doing it the way you want to do it. And that and the other one about changing ISO and all that. Yep. If you want to get really artistic into it, because you can shoot some beautiful, amazing stuff with a DSLR. So I'm not knocking DSLRs at all. I'm just saying don't buy a DSLR if you're not going to at least try to learn how to use all the features of that DSLR. If you're just using it like you use the camera on your phone, where you just turn on the camera and start filming, then well, you just need to stick with the phone, honestly. So just save money where you need to. That's all. So if anybody has any questions about anything else, throw it out there as we continue to go on here. We're going to go on for a little while longer. And I am getting ready to, as soon as I'm done with this live stream right here, I'm going to be shooting at least one, if not two, maybe even three videos, how-to videos. I have an update to the LED lights we put underneath our RV back in May. I have an update for that, and I'm going to be filming today. So look forward to, keep an eye out for that coming up, especially if you're interested in putting LEDs inside or outside of your RV. I think you're going to like it. I really do. I also have an internet update. I added another carrier to our little system here now, and I mentioned that earlier. We have T-Mobile now. I'm going to talk to you more about that. Blazing fast speeds at many locations. I can tell you just, where's it at? There we go. This is not that long ago. A couple weeks ago, 116 megabytes download, almost 14 megabytes up from T-Mobile. I have seen 300. I just don't have it up to show you right now. So very excited about that. Very excited about the price. The funny thing, and I'll just, a little spoiler alert here. Let me get out, move over a little bit so I can kind of block some of that glare. The MiFi device that it comes with actually has, it says you have your data usage, and on the screen it says you're limited to 10 gig. Well, right now that screen says I have used up 2,000 gigabytes of my 10 gig limit. And that's because there is no limit on this particular plan I got, and it's not a shady third party thing or anything like that. It's 100% above board, legit. So, yeah, when we drove through Quartzsite yesterday, Roy, I noticed we had good 5G T-Mobile and good 5G Verizon. Now I know how things get once the crowd shows up, because the towers get oversaturated. But at least when we drove through yesterday, and hopefully when we're going to be there next week, we'll still have good connectivity. So, and if you're wondering about us going to Quartzsite in this Class A motorhome, we have added solar. We're going to add more solar, but we added solar, and we do have a video on that. So just go to our channel and check it out. If you want to do an inexpensive but well done solar install on your RV. Now, we saved a lot of money doing the solar install because I didn't have to buy a different charge controller or inverter. I already had those in. The charge controller we have in the RV was compatible with lithium batteries, so I didn't have to do any changing there. I want to upgrade the inverter we have, but that's down the road. But right now we have over 400 watts of solar, which I'm going to add more, and 600 amp hours of lithium batteries, and we did it all for under $3,000. Yep, I hope that stays the same. Adolf Hitler, Nazi Party, kill all Jews forever. Yeah, that's an interesting name you got there. And they're blocked forever. And hold on just a minute while I look up something else. I think that's one of the first times I ever got some kind of troll in here. Usually we've been pretty lucky with that. Till now, I guess. But oh well, whatever. Oh, Steve was on that before I was. And I just came across another issue that I wasn't aware of. there, and that's fixed. All right. Here we go. I just did, Roy. That's what I was talking about. I did not realize you weren't a moderator, but you are now. So thank you. And thanks, Steve, at Avenger RV Adventure, for catching that before I did. So got some exciting news, too, that's kind of technology related. Trying to think if I should say it or not. Okay. We are planning to go to the RV Super Show in Tampa again this year. It'll be our third year in a row in the middle of January. Hope you all can make it. Now, this is going to be our first year camping on site. So we're going to be boondocking there. Hopefully right next to RV Underway, because I'm hoping they're going to be there. And the first time we ever went to the Tampa RV Super Show, we weren't right next to Ricky and Barbara, but we were real close. Okay, Ricky and Barbara. Is Fort Sumter where a day trip here? I've never been to Fort Sumter. I've been by it a lot because I used to work on a shrimp boat out of Mount Pleasant, so we'd go by it every single day. It hasn't been on my bucket list to go to Fort Sumter, so I'm not. I think it's a day trip. I mean, it really is at least half a day. Maybe Blaine has more thought on that. No, Steve's here and Ricky's here. Ricky should be a moderator too. Yeah, Ricky's a moderator. All right. So that was fun, wasn't it? Nothing like the little Adolf. You know, it's always fun when Adolf stops by, right? You just, I mean, he comes in, he comes out. You never know where the guy is. It's like, where's Waldo? Where's Adolf? There's a. You hope it's a 13-year-old kid, but most likely it's a 45-year-old kid that lives in their mom's basement. But it's okay. I know a lot of people get stressed out when that kind of stuff happens. I don't, because I don't let people stress me out that I don't know. So Roy stresses me out because he keeps telling me he's coming to Arizona, and then he keeps pushing back the date. So that's very stressful. And I was stressing because of Ricky, because Talon lost her RV underwear button a while back, and I was nervous about telling him. Yeah, if nothing else, Ricky, if you can't make it to Fort Sumter, do it. If you just go down to Battery Park, and that's where all the row houses, the colorful, iconic Charleston row houses are, and also the I can't remember what it's called, but it's the flea market that's right there too, and it's a beautiful area down there. And at the flea market, you can get the, oh God, what are those things called? No worries, Ricky. What are those things called? Those little, they're not crackers, they're something like crackers. Come on, are you still in here? Blaine, are you still in here? You a or you know what I'm talking about. What are those things called? Benny wafers. Benny wafers. That's what they're called. You don't get this on any other Tech Talk, but Benny wafers. Man, those things are awesome. Get you some Benny wafers. Yeah, you two are funny. Ritz crackers, oyster crackers. Yeah. Benny wafers. They're very sweet and have sesame seeds on them. You can eat it. They come in a little round, usually a little round plastic container. I can eat the whole thing. Not really technical, but it's true. But we've got some, like I said, we're going to be doing some live streams coming up soon with the drone, using the drone camera. I've got some new propellers on the way for the drone that are supposed to be, I think it said 30% quieter and extend the battery life by 8% because they're more efficient than the current ones that come with it. So I'm looking forward to that. And also, Ricky, since you're down there, if you have the time, I know I'm throwing a lot of stuff on you, but just drive by the Citadel because it's all right there together. Military College Charleston, that's where Shelley works. Beautiful campus, absolutely amazing. And if you drive by the Hampton Inn in downtown Charleston, that actually is the home of the original Citadel from the 1800s. It turned into a Hampton Inn. Trivia. And I'm looking around here to help jog on my memory. Oh, we need some ideas. We need some help. Our flag holder, which you can kind of see the flags flying behind me right here a little bit, has a spot for 3 flags, but we only have 2. We have an Air Force flag and an American flag. I don't want to get a Navy flag, so don't even start with that, Ricky. But what are some ideas, some other flags we might be able to put up as our 3rd flag? Yep. It's funny. I mean, not funny that this happened to you, but it's funny that you can get a transmission for your car and it's going to be about the same price as a DSLR camera. You would think by now that with technology the way it is that the cameras would be a whole lot cheaper, and so would the transmissions. But not getting a Space Force flag. Jolly Roger, I kind of thought about that. That's kind of a common one. A channel flag, I kind of thought about that too. I don't know. We'll just had to think about that. I'm probably not going to do a channel flag because we have the big sticker, and if you watched Roy's video that he just came out today, he showed the one big sticker we have on the back of a slide, and we have that same sticker here on the front behind me. And so I don't want to overdo it. You know what I mean? We have on each side, the passenger window and the driver's window, we have just the little YouTube on one side and Instagram on the other, and it just symbol, and it says Our Epic RV Adventure. Our daughter had gotten us that a couple of years ago. And actually, for those of you long-time listeners and watchers, I'm going to throw some history at you, some Our Epic history. We got those stickers from our daughter the day we drove to Disney live streamed. Anybody remember the Drive to Disney live stream we did about almost 2 years ago now? Well, we put those stickers on that same day. Once we got to Disney, we put those stickers on. So, a little trivia for you. State flag from home state. That's a great idea, but Shelley's from Ohio and I'm from North Carolina. So I don't want to put an Ohio flag up, and I don't think she would want to put a North Carolina flag up. And our kids were both born in Virginia, but so life of a military family. Running back, you have about 30 flags, but no poles yet. I don't know why you have so many flags, but I'm not surprised. They're probably, I would imagine, a lot of those flags are for your reenacting. Yep, Steve, that's right. We left Disney and left us all behind, and I'm almost positive that James Catanese is still in the trunk. Yep, Mystic Money is. It was about a year and a half ago. Our channel was pretty much brand new. We did a live stream from, we were staying in Lakeland or near Lakeland at a Harvest Host. And so then we just drove into Disney's Fort Wilderness and we live streamed the whole way there, including me backing into our spot at Fort Wilderness. And we've done a couple of live streams from Disney. We did a live stream from Disneyland last month, and we've done one or two from Disney World from about a year ago. So yeah, we are big Disney fans. Had Disney season passes for years, don't anymore because we're traveling. But it's a lot of fun. So I'm going to give everybody one last chance to throw something up, question-wise or otherwise. Oh, and I do have a black tank and RV toilet paper video coming out that you're not going to want to miss because it's going to be beyond controversial. I am bucking the system. So I'm very excited about that happening. I'm very excited about everything else that's going on too, but that's the subject of another video, another live stream. This is Tech Talk, so we'll keep it technically related. A lot of different areas and sports teams flags. Yeah, and you know, I thought about doing a sports teams flag as well, but I'm not the NFL fan that I used to be. I would literally watch if there was a football NFL game on, I would watch it. I'm not there anymore. I watch sports for the enjoyment of watching sports, not for political or sociological grandstanding and statements. And so as soon as all these different sports leagues and stuff come down off of their fake morality or fake morals, like, because they don't, I'm not going to preach, but they don't care about, Black Lives Matter or LGBTQ or any of that stuff. They care about putting butts in seats. And if they can kiss the butt of any of these special interest groups to get them in the seats, that's what they're going to do, just like any other business. So if you honestly think a business is, for a certain thing, some are, but most aren't. Yep, that's right. Yep, Ricky was there. Ricky Barber was there. Steve was there. I can't remember who else. The funny thing too about that was we had when we did that live stream, that was only about a month after we met Ricky and Barbara for the first time at the Tampa RV Super Show. So that's why we keep going back to Tampa, not only to reconnect with Ricky and Barbara, because it does help, but it also holds a special place in our heart because we met two of the greatest people that we've encountered in our YouTube journey. And not just them, we met them first. I'm just going to put it like that. But Steve at Adventure RV Adventure was another one we met a day or two later. So he's not the first, but he's close. And those friendships are invaluable. And like I always tell people, I don't have friends, I have family. So it's always nice to have good people in your family. Roy and Becky, we love Becky and we tolerate Roy. But if you're going to the Tampa show, because I kind of drifted off there a little bit, if you're going to the Tampa show, please look us up. We're going to be boondocking. Hopefully we'll be right next to Avenger RV Adventure and RV Underway. But I think we have to coordinate when we go into the fairgrounds because they just put you in order as you show up. So I think we may have to coordinate that. So we'll have to get offline and talk about that. And if anybody else is going, just reach out. And if you're going to be staying there, it's $20 a night to dry camp. So that's what we're going to do. And it's going to be fun. We've had a blast both years we've gone. Even with COVID last year, it was still a ton of fun. And a lot of people there. We met more people. And this is especially important for those of you who want to grow your YouTube channel. We made a lot of good connections with companies, partnerships with companies that, for doing product reviews and things like that. And so it's a great place to network. So definitely check that out. So I don't see any other questions coming up. We've passed an hour. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. I want to thank you guys for joining me for this past hour. Tal and I got to get outside and get to work on some LED lighting. Going a different direction a little bit, not too much. You just have to wait and see what that's going to be. But if you want to meet us in Tampa, and you're going to be in Tampa or near Tampa, because we don't know what we're doing after Tampa, we're probably going north very slowly. We may go south before we go north. Just reach out to us. Our email and contact information is on our About page of our YouTube channel. And if you'd like to help us help Christian-based veterans charities, you can see scrolling down here below is our tip jar where we get the bulk of the money, or you can become a YouTube or Patreon member, or you can buy some of the stuff through our affiliate links, which is listed on the description of all of our videos. So thank you guys so much for watching this, and we'll see you live, hopefully sooner than you think. God bless. Stay safe. Bye, everybody.